everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it is time for another video. Welcome to the channel, and this time around it's going to be kind of an interesting video, something I've never done before. This is going to be sort of a mail day video, but this isn't one day's worth of mail. I actually went on a little road trip with my wife, and while I was on the road trip, I did a little bit of movie hunting. But when I got back from the trip, it was like Christmas. All of these orders that I had placed from Amazon, eBay, Kino Lorber had come in and were delivered on my kitchen table. And I just thought I'd show you what I picked up. So it was like, this is 2 days worth of pickups all smashed into one video. So the first things that I'm going to show you are what I picked up while I was on the road trip. We went down to Columbus for a couple of days, and I hit up a Big Lots, hoping to find some of those mythical 15-cent Blu-rays. Didn't find any, but I did find some good stuff that I hadn't seen before. Big Lots is actually headquartered in Columbus, so I thought maybe, just maybe, there would be some interesting stuff there that maybe didn't make the trip any further from Columbus to, you know, any of their other distribution hubs or anything. So I'll get right into that, and then I'll show you the Kino Lorber stuff, then the eBay stuff, and then the Amazon pickup, which is one thing, but very cool. So anyway, Big Lots, I picked up Beetlejuice. I have this in a 4-pack, but I wanted to get this because I may be getting rid of that 4-pack because there's a lot of duplicates on it that I have with other multi-packs that I have. So I want to keep this in the collection. So Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton. We just heard that Beetlejuice 2 is coming next year, I believe. So looking forward to that. Also picked up Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. I saw this a long time ago. I'm going to consider this a first-time watch, the first time I watch it on Blu-ray, because I don't remember anything about it except the memes that have come out of it. But I'm looking forward to watching this again for the first time. This would be a first-time watch for me. This is a blind buy. This one was $1.25. This is Jason Statham in The Mechanic. I've seen the original with Charles Bronson and, oh, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I'll put it below. But he was the guy that was in Airwolf, which was a great movie. This one has Jason Statham, Ben Foster, and Donald Sutherland. I don't know how it will hold up to the Bronson original, but can't be too terrible. And for $1.25, not going to complain. Also picked this up. This is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I have never watched this series, but I'm interested in this. I'm familiar enough with the characters that I don't think I'll be lost from this, but I've heard there's some cool cameos and some interesting movie-related puns and jokes and takeoffs. So just interested to see this, and this was $2.99. And this is an upgrade from a DVD that I picked up at Dollar Tree. This is Masterminds. This was also $2.99. Came with a slipcover. Very cool. And then this I picked up because my wife has been wanting me to watch this movie. This is a 2-movie pack, but she wants me to watch this first movie. And we looked on streaming and couldn't find it. And lo and behold, I ran into it. It's Legally Blonde. And it also comes with Legally Blonde 2. So this is something that I'll be watching with her, no doubt. And then last but not least, I picked up Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins in Bull Durham, baseball movie. As I've said many times on this channel, I am not a huge baseball fan, but I love baseball-related movies. And this is one that I have not seen since it played at my theater back in the day. I think this was from '88. Yeah. And I would go in and watch bits and pieces of it. So I don't know if I've seen it from beginning to end even once, but I know I've seen most of the movie multiple times. All right, that's Big Lots. That's what I picked up while I was on the road trip. I came home to the rest of these. I'll do the Kino Lorber sale pickups first. I picked this one up. This is from 1972. This is Beware the Blob, the sequel to the original Blob from the 50s. And this stars Robert Walker, Gwen Guilford, Richard Stahl, Richard Webb, and Burgess Meredith, Larry Hagman, Sid Haig, Carol Lindley, and Dick Van Patten. Yeah, I have never seen this. This one is one that I watched on HBO back in the mid-'80s and enjoyed it and haven't seen it since. This is Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. This was supposed to be the beginning of an action series starring Fred Ward. It didn't really come out that way. Joel Grey is also in this, and Wilford Brimley. I don't remember a lot about this other than I liked it, so I'm interested to watch this again. Also picked up Steve Martin in Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. I've never seen this all the way through. This was also very popular on HBO in the 80s, but I never saw it all the way through. And I believe this is where he sort of intercut with old movie footage to make a brand new movie with a new plot. And this also stars Rachel Ward, Rennie Santoni, and Carl Reiner. And that was directed by Carl Reiner. So this should be good, hopefully. This is a classic pickup, one of those things that I think any self-respecting horror fan should have in his or her collection, and that is the original Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney. I've been a massive Lon Chaney fan all of my life. Just wanted to pick this up. I always try to watch his movies whenever I can find them on TV and whatnot, but I'm going to start picking up some more of them. But this is an all-time classic, which features, of course, his super classic Phantom of the Opera getup. But this is a masterful collection. This has a 2-disc set. It has music composed and performed by the Alloy Orchestra, because, of course, this is a silent movie. It also has a theater organ score arranged and performed by Gaylord Carter. Musical setting composed by Gabriel Thibodeau, and audio commentary by film historian John C. Marsalis. And then there's another disc which has an alternate 1925 release version featuring a musical setting arranged and performed by Frederick Hodges, lengthy excerpts of the 1930 sound reissue version, the original screenplay, the original theatrical trailer, an interview with composer Gabriel Thibodeau, and 2 travel films capturing Paris in 1925, Paris from a Motor, and A Trip on the Seine. So very interested to have this, or very interested to watch this, but very glad to have it in the collection. Then this is another pickup that I have seen multiple times and finally wanted to get it in the collection. It's one of those, I don't want to say guilty pleasures, but it's probably not something you'd expect me to really enjoy, but it's the romantic drama Untamed Heart with Christian Slater and Marissa Tomei. Rosie Perez is in this. I just have a really soft spot for this movie. I've always loved it, and if you've seen it, you probably know why. It's just a great movie, at least in my opinion. It came out in 1993, and yeah, just something you probably wouldn't think that I like, but I'm a little more diverse than you may think. Getting back into things you may be not so surprised that I got the original Nosferatu from 1922. This is also a 2-disc deluxe remastered edition featuring a newly mastered in HD from the archival 35mm restoration by the Friedrich Wilhelm Murnau and Stiftung. Disc 1 has the English intertitles, but Disc 2 has the German ones with optional English subtitles. It does have Hans Erdmann's original 1922 score in DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and 2.0 stereo. The Language of Shadows, a 52-minute documentary on the making of Nosferatu, and then lengthy excerpts from other films by F.W. Murnau, including Journey into the Night from 1920, The Haunted Castle from 21, Phantom from 22, The Finances of the Grand Duke from 24, The Last Laugh from 24, Tartuffe from 25, Faust from 26, and Taboo from 1931. I've seen this It's probably been about 10 years since I've watched this. I did a review of it on my old channel, Media Assault, which I believe is still up. So you can check that out, but glad to have this in my collection. And then another interesting film, this one from 1986. This is Wanted Dead or Alive, starring Rutger Hauer. Also features Robert Guillaume and Gene Simmons. I do have a review of this film on movieassault.com. I mainly picked this up because Gene Simmons is in it, and he plays a very stereotypical Middle Eastern villain, but his performance is actually pretty good, if a little cringy. But I always enjoyed Rutger Hauer. I love the fact that this is supposed to be sort of a sequel to the original Wanted Dead or Alive TV series with Steve McQueen. He is his grandson. But yeah, Nick Randall is a loner, a legend, a bounty hunter. But very glad to have that in the collection. All right, that's the Kino Lorber pickups. These next 4 are from eBay. I picked these all up from one seller. He or she was doing a horror sale, and I picked these up for one movie in particular. But I'm glad to have all of them in the collection. I picked up The Nun, which of course is part of the Conjuring universe. This is probably the one that I'm the least excited about because I've only seen the first Conjuring film. I haven't seen Annabelle or any of the other ones. But I did order from Hamilton Book the entire Conjuring series. I think it has 7 movies in it. So this one will probably get traded back in or be dealt away in some form or fashion. This is the reason I placed the order from eBay. I wanted to get this in my collection. This is the 2013 reboot of Evil Dead. I wanted to watch this before I watch Evil Dead Rise because I've only seen this once and I don't really remember that much of it. I used to have it in my collection. I had the Target exclusive Steelbook, which, like an idiot, I sold. But again, I just want to watch the film and then go see Evil Dead Rise. So that's why I got that one. Then also in that pack, I got Drag Me to Hell from Sam Raimi. This was an okay film. This includes the director's cut. I've seen the theatrical cut. It wasn't terrible. There's a scene involving a cat that kind of bothers me, but it's all right. But I'm glad to have this in the collection. And then the last movie, this is a blind buy. This is the last one from eBay, I should say. Is a movie that I believe was filmed in the Cleveland area, which is my main interest, or is the reason I'm interested in it, but I'm not convinced it's a good movie. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but it's called The Bye-Bye Man. And again, I think this was filmed in the Cleveland area, but this stars Douglas Smith, Lucien Laviscount, Cressida Bonus, Doug Jones, and Carrie Ann Moss with Faye Dunaway. I may be wrong on that. I will put a correction below if it was not filmed in the Cleveland area, but I do believe this was filmed around here. So that is the last of the eBay pickups. And then there's one last thing that I picked up from Amazon, and this is probably the biggest collection purchase I've made in quite a while. And that is the Superman 4K Steelbook collection. This is a limited edition. It is not numbered, I don't believe. So I don't know how many of these they actually made. And of course, now that I bought one, they'll be on Hamilton Book in 2 months for half the price I paid for it. But this includes, of course, the original Superman, the movie on 4K, as well as Superman 2, both the theatrical version and the Richard Donner cut. Superman 3, which I've never seen. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, and then Superman Collectibles. And it's, I guess, a collectible comic book in there. There's what is inside. I will open this eventually. Don't worry, it's not going to sit on my shelf unopened because I do want to watch these films in 4K. But I already have Superman the movie on 4K. Obviously I don't have any of the others because they haven't been available, I don't believe, on 4K until just now. But I'm really glad to have this set. This complements a Superman set that I got, oh geez, over 10 years ago, that was also in a tin case that I still have. But those are on DVD, I believe. But glad to have this in the collection. This includes both the 4K and the Blu-rays of all 4 of the movies. So, only bummer about this one is that it does not include Superman Returns, which technically is part of this canon, at least I guess. At least that's what you're led to believe when you watch the film. I do have Superman Returns on Blu-ray, but it's also part of a set. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that set because I don't need a gajillion copies of the Superman movies. So there you go. That is everything that I came home to find on my after vacation surprise day. I guess I'll call the video something to that effect. But as always, if you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have not yet subscribed, this is kind of what I do on this channel. And if you like it, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, give me a like, and yeah, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye.